Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode with Ferrari, episode number 73 today for the Hungarian Grand Prix of Season 5, round number 10. If of course you missed the previous painful Grand Prix that we endured at Silverstone, then I recommend going and check that out. There's a link to the full playlist down in the description below. Make sure also you subscribe if you are new to the channel to see plenty more episodes of the F1 2020 and 2021 Driver Career Mode as well. We will be doing one final season when we get there, so yes, we will be going. It will be down to the wire, I should add, with terms of videos. I'm pretty sure, as it stands, the last episode is going to be literally on the Friday before F1 2021 comes out, but we have enough time, so we might as well make use of it. R&D wise, you just saw there quickly, obviously the front aero upgrade has finally come through. We're now going to put the rear aero upgrade which won't come in unfortunately for this Grand Prix, but doesn't really matter anyway because it's Hungary. Terrible, especially in the middle sector. I'm just woefully slow compared to everyone. The car really doesn't suit my driving style really compared to other series.
Skipping a lot of practice sessions lately. Keep in mind that practice is useful to get used to the track, improve your car setups, and also helps us gather data for car development. Make sure you don't jeopardize your results by taking these sessions too lightly.
That's enough of Carl. I don't think we need to mention him again really. I mean, he's clearly we need another restraining order basically. But anyway, as you can see here, we've somehow on paper we seem to have the fastest car again. It doesn't really matter anyway. AlphaTauri seem to have also brought an upgrade, so we'll see how they perform as well compared to us. But into qualifying then, can we improve? No. Who do you think this is? This is, of course, we're behind a Williams. We're behind a pay driver in the form of Nicholas Latifi. So really, we need to get a move on. Bottas as well is just down here just for the lulz really. I mean, he's just pointing and laughing at us as really with his first flying lap down here. We have improved in the middle sector, red first sector, so with 2.5 tenths up through the middle sector, going through that exit. No, we've lost about half a tenth there. We've got a McLaren behind us all over our rear diffuser, which just shows how slow I am through the middle sector here at Hungary. Better through the last sector, we've gained another half a tenth out of that. The first of the S part thing, 2.5 tenths up, and what's it going to be? Probably not good enough, and it's only P13. But as I said at the previous episode, our best result here was a P4 back in season 1, and we did the alternative strategy. So I mean, why not? Let's do the alternative strategy. Carlos Sainz on pole. We're going to have to help for Vettel and co. to help us out at the front to limit the damage caused by qualifying. Time for the race.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7 mile Hungaro ring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Albon, Vettel, Kevin Magnussen, and Gasly, Bottas, Norris, Stroll, and Daniel Kvyat, Leclerc, Giotto, a Ferrari, and Latifi, Russell, Joe, Esteban Ocon, and Nick De Vries, Matsushita, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Yeah, he needs to say something else, Jeff. We're going to do the, as I said, the medium to soft. The final, probably the final roll of the dice in this career mode. Obviously, you've been watching since the very start. Then you will know that we have tried the medium to soft strategy a load of times through in the early seasons. Haven't tried it recently due to our better qualifying, but we're going to try it today. As 5 red lights are out and away we go, and it's a good, well, it's a mediocre start compared to some of the others we've had. We've got past Giotto, had a poor start. We're going to try and go up the inside of Kvyat. We dive it down the inside. We're going up to the inside about 5 or 6 cars there. The usual sort of dive bomb that you can get away with on F1 2020. And we're up into P6, so it's a very good start. We just need to make the progress as Max Verstappen is doing us the world of favours here, and he's ahead of Carlos Sainz. The more positions Sainz loses, then the better it is for us in our fight in the World Championship. The opening laps though were completely nothing happened basically, so we jumped to lap 6 and already our teammate and Verstappen as well are starting to come in. Sainz are nervous. I think Sainz and Albon go out for another lap, although Albon is looking he's more usual self, realistic self, and not how he's been here. As we look at Antonio Giovinazzi, and he is out, sadly. Didn't bring out a safety car, which would have been such a shame, because it was just the lap before I was due a pit stop. So yes, obviously we've been leading. Verstappen's been catching us at a rate of knots. He's left Sainz behind on these medium tyres. We come in. Verstappen will take the lead from Sainz, and then Vettel jumping Albon in the pit stop. So hopefully Vettel can go get ahead of Sainz, and that will help us. I don't think we might be able to catch Albon as we've got to get through this traffic of the 2 AlphaTauris and Bottas, and by the looks of it there's Lando Norris coming on the outside. He tries to squeeze us to the outside, in that Golf liveried thing, McLaren, which of course they're going to be having one in real life at Monaco, although albeit the reverse of the design that I've had, and we take P8. I'd just like to point out no damage there on Lando's front wing, and you can see here a lap later there's something clearly wrong with that McLaren, because Norris has already fallen almost 5 seconds behind him, and even his teammate Giotto now is, as we've gone purple, yes, you heard me, purple in sector 1, purple in sector 2, and purple in sector 3. As we go purple again, we caught up to Bottas going extra wide out of turn 4, through into the middle sector, the sector there times it. We're going to dive down the inside of Bottas, who locks up, try to squeeze. We take a bit more curbing, but we're through, and the FIA deem that a legal overtake, so we're through and up into P7 now. As Bottas, he's fallen away in quite a few races now. His championship pretty much is over. Pretty much he's too far behind. He's just like Vettel, as we now catch up to Gasly in the first of the AlphaTauri. So we go around the outside. We're actually going to make this move work. We're going to use the ERS and the DRS and rich mix just to get up into P6. I don't think Gasly wanted to yield there, but and yield he had to do, because I mean we were coming through and absolutely not allowing our former teammate from season 1 all those many months ago to boss us about. Us now all over the rear diffuser of Magnussen. Sadly, we're not going to I haven't got enough time for Albon. He's another 6 seconds up the road with the tyres have gone off, not being able to get that point. But we will have the point for fastest lap, so it's probably the best we could do today. P5, considering the woeful qualifying, easy overtake on Magnussen, I should mention. As we watch now, the battle for first position, because Sainz and Vettel have reeled in Max Verstappen. This could be bad news if Sainz gets past Verstappen, but it could also be good news if Vettel gets past Sainz. That's what we need to hope for, that Vettel gets his act together and gets past Sainz. We jump to the last lap now, as we're there watching into the middle sector. Verstappen is still holding on to first position. He must have severe tyre wear on that car to be going this slowly, because he was 5 seconds ahead of Sainz when we were making our pit stop. But Verstappen did go on to win. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch Albon, and we're going to come home for P5, which, considering Hungary, that's the best result we've had around this track since season 1, so I will definitely take that. We knew that Silverstone and Hungary were going to be terrible anyway before this. The fact we managed to get 5th place here is better than what I imagined beforehand. It's just a shame that Sainz has been so consistent at the front. We need to be back up the front for the next race, and you can see there Norris dropping to P14, which is why I wanted to show you that we didn't make contact with us. Whatever his problems was with the car. 20 points though is the margin between myself and Carlos Sainz. Albon, can he join? We'll have to wait and see. Verstappen as well, we'll have to wait and see if those two, they're a little bit further apart, another further 16 points behind me. It might be a little bit too late for them to join in. Bottas has had it, I think, and then Vettel hasn't won a race so far this season, so really has no position, and that's really cost us with Vettel. Hasn't really been able to fight for the Constructors' Championship with 65 points behind now.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Well, dive bombing everybody at turn 1 was clearly the strategy that we go with on this channel for F1 2020.
Was today a good day for you?
Sunday was, the race was, qualifying was terrible.
Appreciate your time.
So yes, driver acclaim, will we ever get to level 17? Well, we're getting closer and closer. We might be able to make it in the next episode, as we've not quite there for that magic 3,500 R&D points that we need for the final Sashi upgrade on the weight reduction side. So we can't quite do that yet. So that's going to have to wait probably until Singapore. But we are due, by the time we come to the next race next week at Belgium, a major engine upgrade. So that's going to help us in terms of on the straights, and that's going to be a power upgrade as well. The last of the power upgrades we're going to be getting this season. It won't be a maxed out on power because we've got 2 minor ones, but it will still be enough there. But yes, Sainz, as you can see there on your screen, hasn't finished below 2nd since the Bahrain Grand Prix. So we need to pull our act together. He's only won 2 races, so it's not completely the end of the world, and because of the point system, we'll be targeting wins at 4 of the 6 remaining races. Singapore and Japan aren't my best tracks, but Belgium, Italy, Mexico and Brazil, 4 wins from there should secure us for the World Championship, and that should be enough regardless of what happens at Singapore and Japan. Bearing in mind, obviously, I'm not saying that we retire, but I'm saying like we can afford to have another Silverstone Spain result where we're 6th or 7th at those 2 races if we win those 4. But yes, if you have enjoyed today's video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more episodes of F1 2020 Driver Career Mode as and when they come out. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.
you.